We are live, back from your favorite porcelain throne. The dash of debauchery. The one place that, certain ethnicity just can't understand because their own land is not porcelain, but it do be serving the same purpose. We're back in the bathroom, here with the actual bathroom. Oh man, sir, it's an honor. I haven't seen you since like 25 minutes ago.
Well, it's great to be back. Being here again really gets me going down there, and I hope to, just be the light that this podcast really needed because we have been failing in recent episodes.
Not the
I'm
light,
here to
not the light, not the light, the white.
exactly the white, the
Even
off-white,
better than the light.
even better
So
because
you
white
need
is
light. You need light to see. But what do you need to do with seeing when you have whites? They can do. You don't just see. You don't have to perceive. They will just do it.
they will do it,
Just do it.
and that's why we created Nike and basketball.
You know the funny
But
thing.
that
The
is just
funny thing is that white people did create Nike, but not basketball. But anyway,
there,
so bathroom. What's today's soap of the day?
well, today's special episode, there is no soap of the day because the people we're going to be talking about, I don't think they have the time to use soap.
I don't think they know what
Uh,
soap is.
yeah, soap is a foreign concept to them. Like
Soap is a
morality.
it's a meta thing for them. They understand the concept. Actually, surprisingly, a lot of people don't think they just understand it, but they actually do understand it. They just believe that it's a state of being rather than a physical object to use.
Yeah.
Today, we're talking about scammers. Aha, you thought we were talking about Indian people, didn't you? Huh? You're racist?
Well,
No, it's a well-known fact. All scammers don't use soap because if they use soap, they would be a little cleaner, you know. But like if you put on a
yeah,
little bit of soap, a little lather, a little wash off of the sins, you're like, oh my god, I'm a fucking loser.
exactly. You so let's get into the nitty gritty of this topic because this is a topic that's gained popularity, I think, during the COVID era because a lot of people were on their computers, they were buying stuff from online. When you buy shit online, what happens? There's always some sneaky guy trying to or gal sneaking in to try to get a deal for themselves, you know? So let's talk about scamming.
Yeah.
What is
Okay, what is scamming? So scamming
well,
overall, I think it's when you either get a phone call, you get a text, you get an Instagram message, you get a Facebook message, you get a WhatsApp message, basically any social media that Indians have access to. You will get a message saying something along the lines of, "Oh, you know what? Let's run through our favorite scams. Hey, is this blank? I had a good time at the party last night.
oh,
Give me some.
I get these all the time.
Give me some.
Oh,
Give me some of your favorite scams messages you get.
my favorite scams. Okay. I get a phone call and the guy says, "Is this blank?" And I say, "Yes, it is." Well, we have on file that your insurance details need to be updated. Do you mind giving us your name and date of birth? I always fall for it. I always
Why
do
do
it.
you always fall
And
for it? God damn it! You should know
well,
better. You literally slave drive so many Indians. Like you know the kid that died in EY. You were involved. Remember? It was your project they were working on. It was your audit.
I don't know. I just always feel bad for the guy because his name is always Joe, but he has a very thick Indian accent.
Oh yeah, they're all Michaels. They're all Joes. Just regular American names. They're
No
all,
need
no
to
no
be
no my bad.
sophisticated.
They're all Joe or Makal.
Hello, sir. This is Michael, and today I am telling you your insurance claim needs to be updated. But yeah,
The IRS needs my information, or I need to send a message to they're like the IRS is going to arrest me, but I need to give them some money, or Amazon has a package, or Amazon charged me a $600 for a package, and then I need
yeah,
to confirm my address, or I need to call a number to reverse it. So now we're going to talk about. Well, first of all, you may be wondering, there's like a lot of scams going on, a lot of frustration people have. And some people can't even turn their phones on. I remember I was listening to an NPR podcast, and they were talking about
mhm,
how a guy was talking about how his children can't even turn their phones on because they just get called every 5 minutes or so, and for good
yeah,
reason. Because from 2022 onwards, it seems like from 2021, from 2020, there was a 118% increase in scam calls. 118%. Because
Wow.
I wonder if a little bit of that was since we were all online more than usual. We were putting more information out there. We were having a heavier net traffic, having a heavier digital footprint, and because of that, we left more of a trail. You know.
Yeah. I mean, how do these people get their information anyways? How do they get your phone number? How do they get is it
That's a
through the
good.
companies that's selling our information when they say they're not? Or is
So
there
that's
that
a
more way that
now that's a good question, Bathroom. Now you may be believing, oh, these are sophisticated methods they're doing. They're reaching straight into your pocketbook. They're pickpocketing you. They're looking at, this is their name, date of birth. Okay, cool. Now we got to call their number. Or you might be thinking, oh, let's hack into their computer. Let's find exactly what their phone number is because that's not safeguarded. Which, by the way, these are all real things that are also possible and you need to be careful of. That's why you have to have a multi-digit phone number, or not a multi-digit phone number, a multi-digit password. Like you've heard of brute force entry, right? Bathroom.
of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's when you're sitting on the toilet and I just kick down the door and say, "Daddy's home. Bring the cheese."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So that's brute
lived through
force. It's basically where you don't have access to a thing, so you just slam something into it in order to make it work. In the case of passwords, it's literally a computer program that tries every available passwords from 0000 to 000A 00. It keeps going like that forever and ever. So what they do
yeah.
is the longer your password, the longer it takes to actually guess the characters, and also the
Yeah.
more characters you use, the longer it takes. Because if you have an infinite
And how
amount
long
of
does it usually take?
well, okay, so
Does it
if it's a 4-digit PIN number with numbers, it can take roughly about a few hours.
okay.
If you add in one exclamation point, it's gonna double that time to several hours, like maybe half a day. If you add in
Wow.
letters, it will take a few days. And if you add in
Oh,
letters, numbers, symbols, and make it like 5 to 8 characters long, it will take at least a few weeks. And if you make it longer than 8 characters or 8 characters with all the things I just said, it can take several hundreds of years.
so basically
Yeah, and also
then
don't use common passwords because if you use common passwords, there's a list of the world's most common passwords. Things like password 1, password 101, or my personal
yeah.
favorite, Glizzy Gobbler 3272. That they have a list of common passwords and they run through those first. And so you should never use a password that's like super easy or just a bunch of keyboard icons right next to each other. Now
The
with that,
password is password.
yeah. Now with that out of the way, yeah, scam calls have been increasing a lot. It's said that from the number of victims from scam callers has rose 23% from it's gone from around like 59 million to 68 million. That's another 10 million old people, or in my case,
Yeah.
incels who think they're talking to a Vietnamese girl who's really trying to convince you to buy Bitcoin.
I mean, that kind of goes into the whole point, like, is talking to an Indian guy when you think you're talking to a girl on OnlyFans technically a scam, but that's a different topic.
Okay, that's not a
Who are
scam. That's just them actually being employed. The difference is that you're actually like they're actually being paid to do this, and that's not by like a nefarious source, but by the actual OnlyFans creator. But that's a topic for another day. But regardless,
Okay. But so we know that. So obviously, old people are probably the number one victims of scams,
yeah,
right?
due to internet literacy and things like that, saying or just a general information about how things work. For instance, if they ever told them about like, oh, you owe $32 because this coupon you turned in was expired or not invalid, the old person would be 100% be like, no, that's not how coupons work. But if you call an old person and say, hey, this is the IRS, because of the new tax code, you owe more last year than you did this year. And, they pay other people to do
Yeah.
their taxes. They don't really do their own taxes. They don't know about the tax code changes, which, by the way, there's been more tax code changes in the last, 10 years than there ever has been in America's history. But they're like, oh, no, the IRS is definitely able to do that. That's why they called me to do this. But most people know that the IRS does not call you. They only send letters. Because
Hey,
it's because what?
IRS won't even do your own taxes for you. You think they'll tell you when there's a tax, like a code change?
No, they'll just send you the bill and be like, all right, you're under arrest or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So, fun fact: any federal institution or banking institution uses letters because only federal sources are allowed to basically control it. So if you try to scam someone using federal mail, A, it can be easily tracked, and B, it is a federal felony. So it increases, scamming is the risk versus reward scenario. It's quantity over quality, and then they refine the quality of their speeches to get as much dumb people as possible. You're like, who would fall for this? Like, well, you're not meant to fall for this. It's meant to be engineered to get as many dumb people as possible. Okay, not dumb. It's meant to get as many
Naive.
people who would fall for it as they would.
Yeah.
And they do not break the script ever. Like, I like to mess with scammers so much. The one Vietnamese girl I was talking about, they were like saying, oh, I have my own business in Washington, D.C., yada, yada, yada. Oh, I made money with this NFT thing where you get premiums or things like that from a source. It's like super safe. You get at least 1 to 2 ETH per day. And so there are different levels to it. Let's go through the different levels of scamming. So we have the easy scam where they just do where there's just a pop-up and it says your computer has been compromised, call this number below, and then from there it's like sales. They send you to a person who has a script, who knows how to answer things in order to funnel you through saying, oh, just send us this, send us that. We won't go into the specific because there are better YouTube channels with video sources and things like that who talk about it. A great one is Jim Browning. Another one would be Kit Boga, who he messes with scammers hardcore, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a little bit. But that's like level 1. That's very passive. It's just they put things out there, you click on it, it's like, oh, scam. And things like that also happen on Instagram, where like you get a random DM and it says, oh, you've won an iPhone 37. Click this button here, and then speaking of which, I never got around to talking about the thing. How do they get the information? Well, it's a little bit of that. It's like you either volunteer or you click on a source on Instagram, which has metadata. It knows where your Instagram profile is from. And because they have the business account, Instagram allows advertisers or people who, if you click on their thing, they can see your phone number and all the information associated with your account. Because capitalism.
Yeah.
One of the biggest sources for people getting phone numbers and emails is legitimate companies. Things like Ticketmaster, Eventbrite. I'm actually just naming regular companies. I don't even know if they do it, but let's be honest, they probably do it. They take this because they collect emails to send you information that for your tickets and stuff. They're like, hey, we have this free source, access to Americans. You know why? Because Americans are better than Indians. Pew 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 pew. Okay, anyway. But anyway, they have access to our information. They have a direct line of communication.
Yeah.
In today's information age, that is valuable. So they can literally just sell it. And why wouldn't they? Think about it. You have these emails. People gave you these emails to do a thing. You gave them the thing, and now you're like, oh, I have a bunch of emails. What do I do with it? I can sell 1 million of them for about $50,000. That's pretty worth it. You'd say, like, come on. 1 million people. You don't know who they are. Yeah, they're your customers, but everyone's your customer.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I mean, they're just names without a face.
Yeah.
But I was gonna
more than likely, remember, if you don't have to pay for something, you are the product.
Exactly. These companies always find a way to make money, even if it's free. Even if what they're selling or their service is free, they'll find a way.
Yeah, that's like tier 2. And then there we have what's it called? We have Tinder scams, where they pretend to be a specific person. They either have photos from an actor, or they have photos stolen from online. Because let's be honest, photos online are open source. And then whenever you meet with anyone or match with anyone or talk to anyone, you got to reverse image search those photos every single time just to see if they're publicly available or who the real person is. And if it doesn't match who you're talking to, either A, they're using an alias, which also might be possible depending, or B, they're likely just taking it off the internet and using it.
Would you say this is gonna be a little not segue, but a little like off topic thing, but would you say catfishing is scamming?
Oh, catfishing is 100% scam because there's like a different way to it. Like, what is it? Scams they're trying to get something from you that you willingly wouldn't give if you knew the true information. So whether it be your attention, or whether it be money, or whether it be nudes, whatever it be, even with dating profiles, that's what it is. They want attention from you if they're just like a lonely, sad Reddit monitor bathroom. Nope. Or they want money from you by saying like, "Oh, I'm in this country. I'm a beautiful Kazakhstani woman, but I just need money for a plane ticket." And then you send it to them, and then they say, "Oh no, things happen. I can't come." Whatever.
Yeah.
the important
Well, yeah, go ahead.
the important thing is it's often scamming is just you have a script, you know it works because some mastermind psychology guy came up with it. You get a little bit of information from someone with intent. There's either passive intent, like I said before, where you put out the ad and people click on it, and then they bring it to you, or there's active intent where you send out a message, and then they respond to it. Normally, these messages are crafted in a way where it hits at one of either a pain point or a pleasure point. Like I get a lot of these on LinkedIn where or WhatsApp specifically, where it's saying, "Oh, I'm a recruiter at like McKinsey or like a big name firm," but the name is just slightly different. Instead of McKinsey and Company, it's McKinsey and People.
McKinsey and People. Yeah, there's like a
Yeah,
like
and they're saying
change,
like, "Oh,
right?
we have the great remote job," and it's like a great job. It's like, so who are they
Yeah,
targeting? People who don't have money, who are looking for better jobs, or people who want a prestigious job or an easy job. It's like it's
I got.
offering you something, and it's basically like,
I once I once got an email from Nintendo saying that I was selected to be a game tester for a new upcoming game on their email, and that I just needed to fill out a form uh, to basically go. And then I looked in the email, and the eye of Nintendo was like the Spanish eye with the little like hat on top. It was Nintendo. I was
wait,
like, what the fuck?
that was Nintendo Spain. You didn't sign up for that. I got a playtest the new beta for the new Assassin's Creed they're building.
No, I didn't know that they.
Wait, I thought we did that
Oh,
together. Wait, you're not playing the game. It's real. That's not a scam.
are you telling me I missed out on this because of my
Yeah,
racial
dude.
bias?
Nintendo gave me like $32 million because of it.
What?
Because they said, "quote We never had someone like you." And they heard the
Well,
podcast. They said, "Oh, do you do this podcast alone?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." And then they gave me $32 million because of how good the playtest was.
I fucked up then. I
Yeah,
literally fucked up
but
because
anyway,
my own race.
point being, there are always like little differences, or they are offering you something that you want. And a big part of here's what scams come down to: it is, there's like good scams and bad scams, and I'm calling it a different way because there are good scams where they're offering you something that you want, and then so you basically believe it yourself. You're convincing yourself because you want it to be true. And then there are bad scams where you are afraid of what will happen if you don't respond. And then to be fair, that's also the same thing where it's like, "Hey, I'm this really attractive person." It's like, "Oh, why are you asking all these questions?" Like, "Oh, I need this to happen." It's like you're afraid to stop talking to them. I make them a little bit different because the way the scammer's script is can determine if it's a good one where they're like saying that they like you and then they're trying to like have actual good conversation, or another one where they're just like hot and they're like, "Oh, I need you to pay money for this, for that, or I'll stop talking to you." And it's like more of a negative association. Like you feel bad and you feel like you're in a position where you're like, "Oh, I gotta capitalize on this moment," or something is gonna pass me by. I gotta take advantage of this. Like a little bit of panic. Bad, I call panic scams, and then good, I call hope scams, where you're hoping for something.
Huh. Kind of like Project Hope. Do you remember that?
What was project? Okay, we don't talk about that.
Let's talk a little bit about the reward of scamming.
Rewards for
So,
who?
for the scammers, let's
Yeah.
say they get a successful.
So let's say, okay.
Like,
So here's the thing.
say,
Let me do some math for you. The average scam victim across U.S., just the U.S., because don't forget there's also the U.K. and also even other parts of India, because Indians don't believe in being nice to people, so they'll get their own. I would like to point out I'm Indian, so I'm allowed to say all these things. So the average victim in the U.S. $567. Not a lot, but don't forget this is the average. Because there are people who either don't fall for it or don't fall for it very early, or bad scams where they don't ask for a lot. So multiply that 567 divided multiplied by the $68.4 million I said earlier. These scammers are making. Give me a sec. I'm number dyslexic. 38 billion. Oh wait, $38.7 billion. Is that a year? Hold on. In general, 38 billion. I don't. Damn, they really should say. Oh, it was 2021. $38 billion in 2021. You know how many chicken nuggies there were? That would be. You know how many tendies there were? You know how many GameStop calls there were?
5 in today's economy.
At least, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's further down the sheet. I didn't read it. It just says scam calls cost $30 billion in 2021. Wait, what,
30 billion.
what was the number I said? 13 billion or something? I think I
Yeah,
said
you said
38
yeah.
billion. So yeah, around about 38 billion. So so why wouldn't you do it? Like you're in a third world. Actually, I'll let Bathroom handle this. He's better at talking about the conditions.
Well, you're in a third world country. You're being forced to, well, not forced, but you're being given a way out. You're given a desk job. You don't have to tend the fields. You just have to work in a, call center hidden in some corner of a back room in Delhi. And
You know, the funny thing is they have like team bonding events. Like you can see on other YouTube channels, they have team bonding. They
wait,
have
really?
yeah, they have team bonding events. They have like parties. They have like regular company culture. It's just like a regular company. And also, they make a lot of money for very cheap. And then also, it's like incentive based. So it's like all you got to
Yeah,
do is be good at your job, which is they already gave you a script, so all you got to do is stick to it, and then you can make a
yeah.
lot more money that is even available in your local country. Like you think, you know how many cows there are in your small little city, and then you know how many cows you could buy if you just scam three brown people. I mean, three UK people.
What?
I don't know. I don't know how to
Oh my.
call people things.
No, but the point is though, you're absolutely right. So you're telling me that they work
I feel like I'm trying
basically
too
on,
hard to be racist at this point. I gotta start letting my natural racism show through.
yeah, you gotta be natural with it. When you're natural with it, bro, you are a riot. I laughed so hard. You remember the trips we've been on,
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
but I was gonna say, so basically, you're telling me that they earn on commission then
I mean,
for
of
each
course, on
person,
commission. You can't do a. I mean, they probably do have like the way most commission jobs work, where they have a minimum wage as well. But like,
right?
depending on the day, depending on the year, and also depending on whether, oh, how much of their job Interpol wants to do, it'll be harder to get a consistent stream of revenue. So it makes sense to do it commission based. Also, you know, some people do who go into this line of work, especially those people, they'd be kind of lazy. They wouldn't put in the work if they really, were making a good amount of money without trying. They'd bank off the other people's efforts, like they do when they
Right.
come to America. I'm kidding. That's not true. That's very not true. My family is very hardworking. We have never banked off anyone else. Well, parts of my family bank off my parents and me.
Oh,
So it's a thing. The hard workers don't go into scamming. Just know that.
the hard work. Yeah, true.
Yeah, so you got to incentivize them to at least make money. So, and also, it's like morally bankrupt for us. But if you really think about it, you're in a third world country, which, and let's be honest, the U.S. is not exactly a benevolent overlord. Like,
Right.
you see other people in America, they're enjoying the life. They have cars, they have clean
A
streets, they have
house,
porcelain thrones, and
to ride.
you're like, you know what? I'm gonna take a little bit of what they got. I'm gonna take a little bit. It's okay. They have more. They live in a better world, and I hate to say this, but they kind of do have a small point there. It's like you kind of live in America. You have more money. You're more of a target. It's kind of on you to kind of understand a little bit more. Now, that being said, of course, there's vulnerable population, and there's just things to learn, and also just kind of sucks because hard work should be rewarded and uh, crime should not. But if you look at it in a purely philosophical, purely economic sense, there is a point to that.
Of course, no,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we
I
have
mean, come on.
excess.
If you're living in Mumbai or in slums, and
Chennai.
like you say, you're living in a this fucking guy's living in America. Like you said, he has a car, he has a house, he has like a wife. He might even be having an affair. He can afford to have an affair.
He can have afford to have an affair. That's funny.
He can afford to have an affair.
No,
He
they'll be
has,
like, oh, he can afford to pay a woman to look at him
yeah. And these guys, let's be real.
because
Like
Indian incels.
I was gonna say incel, but these
Well, it's
guys
incels
probably are
because like if they were good looking, they could just scam women in their own country.
true. So there's probably a lot of like, let me take a little bit from this guy. Come on. Let me reach my hand into his back pocket and see if I can find anything else other than a small condom. I don't know. The point being that these guys, the way they perceive it, it's not necessarily a question of morality. Also, the whole thing about a name without a face. Like you're talking to them, sure, but you don't really see what they look like. You're not really.
And also, they're
It's
other. They're like you've never really seen white people except for movies, and these are ugly white people.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, so they're
You're,
it's just a little bit of disconnect, but that's the same thing that happens. It's basically just racism in another way. They're like they are others. They are deserving of their fate.
true. So, how come other countries? Are there any other countries? So
It often is
we
actually. It's that so fun fact. Apparently, Brazilians are most likely to be targeted with spam calls. I don't know why.
Brazilians. What?
I guess their literacy with tech is way lower.
Make wait. So you're telling me Indians have to learn Portuguese in order to scam more efficiently?
It wouldn't be that hard to learn it because they're using a script. They don't even have to know the words they're saying.
Yeah, but what if the person says something that's kind of going to force you to go off script?
So, fun
You know
fact,
what I
by the
mean?
way, apparently Russia and China are the biggest sources of scamming.
Russia and China. I mean that
Because
kind of
here's the
makes
thing,
sense.
if you think about it, like they're the real masterminds. You know, you you need to be a little bit more
Yeah,
hot in order to have the wherewithal to come up with a scheme like this.
but how are the Chinese going to do it? Really, like
The workers
he
they
on my name.
employ Indians. So,
Oh,
but here's the thing: it's a 5D chess move. Because then everyone's mad at the Indians and not the Chinese who are like who are making these schemes.
oh, that's actually super smart. I actually didn't even think about
They're
it. That way.
they're
Very
creating
good.
warfare amongst other countries without getting themselves involved while profiting.
Oh my dude, I didn't even think that's smart.
Of
And this
course
is
it
why
is.
China's going to win in the future.
This is, what, this is basically if there's any unsavory tactic, China has perfected it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lying, mass murder.
Oh, fun fact though. Apparently, there is one very hard work in India because apparently one scam caller in India was responsible for 202 million scam calls, which worked out to
Holy shit.
27,000 fraud attempts per hour. Oh, it says this isn't one person, more likely an entire office.
Dude, that's like the Michael Jordan of scam calling, dude.
No, I mean if it was a guy, this is more like the freaking
The,
McKinsey and
the,
Company of scamming,
I was going to say like the
the
Chicago Bulls.
the
96
Enron of
Chicago.
scamming.
The Enron, exactly.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That
So
would,
you might be wondering what?
yeah. I was going to say, do you think it would be enticing to work for, a company like that? Or
I mean,
just kind
it
of
would be
like,
really fun because I could just mess with people. But instead,
do you,
because I am not morally bankrupt, I like to mess
right.
with the scammers. That gets us to our first sponsor to the episode, voicechanger.io. I need to see if that's a real website because I just forgot we haven't done a fake ad read a real ad read in a while. Yeah, so
Yeah.
voicechanger dot io. My bad, I forgot io. Okay, that actually exists. That is actually crazy.
Oh, really? We
Oh
have to
wait,
try
wait,
this.
wait, wait. What is this? Use a microphone? Allow. So apparently you can. I'm gonna see if I can stitch this in, but apparently it's a voice changer. Oh wait, you can make it sound like. Oh, okay. You can apparently make it sound like an alien. Make it sound like a clock.
Wait, can you do that now?
Wow.
Can you make yourself sound like an alien? I want to see
So
how it sounds.
apparently,
Or hear how it sounds.
I'm
My
gonna see if I can
apologies.
switch this.
Oh, okay, yeah. I got the clip, and then you can click different things. So apparently you can. Oh, I don't know. Wait, let me see if there's a way. There should be a way. Okay, my microphone is here, and then my. Oh wait, hold on. Let me try to put my microphone against my headphones against the microphone. I don't. This might sound like absolute shit though.
Wow. So apparently, I'm gonna see if I can.
I can hear it. You do sound like an
Oh
alien.
yeah. Anonymous. There's my picture. Ooh, a demon. What's it sound like?
Okay, that is scary.
voicechanger.io. That's just a deep voice. Oh, there's a snake on here.
So apparently you can. I'm gonna see if I can stitch this in. But apparently it's a voice changer. Oh wait,
I kind of like that one actually. Allow.
That's kind of horrific. You can
So,
do the
well,
the advertisement.
apparently you can be learn. Okay, why there's just Jackie Chan all on these?
What?
So did we just do a real ad read for once?
I think we did. Yeah, use code bathroom to get 20%
So,
off the
apparently-
next subscription to voicechanger.io.
Yeah. Wait, is there actually a way for me? Hold on. Now that we're actually shouting them out, I want to see if I can actually get sponsored by this shit. Because why not?
Why not?
I mean, we don't use this for our voice changers. I just do that editing on OBS. But they have an AI
Hey.
image generator too.
I'm sorry, they have a what generator?
Wait, they have an AI. The person who owned this, or the company that owns this, also has an AI art generator. All right, I'm gonna look up non-Indian scam caller in the style of a oil painting. Generate. Oh my god,
What?
it is free and it works.
Show me the result.
It's loading. I'll tell you a bit. Anyway, so use the site that we just mentioned, and then the other site, hopefully, for things. Okay, it does not work. Never mind. I just said non-Indian scam caller. Just show me regular pieces of just picture the people. Anyway, so what were we talking about? Oh yeah. So now on to the main topic of today's episode. Bathroom.
Yes.
Have you ever messed with scammers?
I have not.
Yeah.
Well, yes, actually, once. You see, there was one time where I was talking to a girl, and he actually liked me. So, knowing that Foids do not have any concept of liking an incel like me, I knew that was a scam. So what did I do? I asked for her number, and she gave it to me. I asked for her picture, and I asked for some other stuff. Then she gave them to me. It was all on her profile. And this woman, in quotations, well, she felt my wrath because I ended up calling the FBI and swatting her house. And yeah, turns out...
It really
was
was a
actually-
Brazilian girl, and she really was in love with you, unfortunately.
yeah, that was the unfortunate truth of it. So I guess I didn't get scammed. I kind of fucked myself. So no, I never got scammed. Anyways, what about you? Have you gotten scammed or messed with scams?
Okay, so I think I've noticed recently, whatever either the app that they're using to spoof phone numbers, or some hacker probably broke into the app and then made it so that whenever they call numbers now, you hear like an audible beep before, and that lets me know it's gonna be a scam call. So I prepare myself. I was getting a lot of these car ones, right? Saying like, oh, hey, is this something? And then I just normally would say, oh no, my name is actually blank. And they're like, oh, okay. So we're still, and then they still like go with their script because it's like, they get a thing like that. They just keep going. Because they're like, oh, it doesn't matter if you're actually the person. Oh, we have a new target now. They get excited. They're like, wow, 2 for 1. We have the information of one guy, but now we're going to get the information of another. So they say things like, oh, your car's like might be eligible for warranty, and then ask me what type of car I have. And then without fail, I say a 2004 Tesla Roadster. Now, bathroom, tell me, when did the Tesla Roadster come out?
The Tesla Roadster came out in 2000.
You're Googling it right
Beautiful weather.
You're breaking up. It was launched in 2008.
2008.
Yeah.
I was going to make myself look like an ass and say 2024, but that would make sense. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, but anyway, the Tesla Roadster came up in 2008. So I say, oh yeah, 2004 Tesla Roadster. And they're like, oh, Tesla, you got money. And then it's like, Roadster, I don't even know that one. That's like, but here's the thing. They're not really plugging something into something. They're just reading off a script. So they said, oh, your car is available for this, like, and then they always name a specific part, like belt fan or yada, yada, yada. I like it best when they like name it like a belt fan. It's been a belt fan over and over. I said, oh, are you sure? They said, yeah, we're checking the system right here. I said, cool. Oh, by the way, fun fact. So I know we've been dunking on Indians, but these voices are always like either American or Hispanic. Also, I'm pretty sure Hispanic-ish, like Hispanic American. I can hear it, but also it's pretty much the same guy every time. I'm like 100% sure it's the same guy because the guy is always the same guy. Anyway, So I say, "Oh, really? Are you sure?" It's like, "Oh, what's the system say?" They said, "Oh, it's eligible for that." Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, "Cool." Um, so the Tesla Roadster came out in 2008, and then also it's an electric car, so it doesn't have a belt fan. Weird. And then they just like say, "Oh, the system, that's how good our system is." And I just say, "Let me ask you something. Did you at least go to community college? Like, listen, dude, it's very cheap now to go to school. Just go to community college, get like any associate, and you can make good money. Your family will be proud of you."
Yeah. You hit him right in the feels.
And then and then they try to go back to the script. I said, listen. You don't have to be a loser your whole life. You don't have to call people because you have nothing better in your entire body and in your entire future than your voice. Something that we were all given, and some people don't even have that, and you're wasting it.
You hit this guy where it really hurts, man. I would probably like.
I said, I know your father is not proud of you. I know your mother is still looking into abortion late in life, but you can turn this around. I believe in you. And I said, what's your name again? And then they just like hang up.
Damn.
It's like, listen, you don't understand. All those people who are rude to waiters or rude to like whatever, you just need a nice, calming, crispy scam call, and they just absolutely make their day worse. Because they say like customer service jobs suck, right? Yeah. Let's take all our anger at customer service jobs and direct it to these customer services.
Exactly.
It's even better because you're both wasting their time so they can't make more money. You're destroying their morale, and then they're like off their game. They're gonna fuck up their next pitch, hopefully.
Hopefully. Do you think you rattled him a little bit? Do you think
I did because the second time I called, I said 2004 Tesla Roadster. Immediately hung up.
No way.
He called 3 more times, by the way. I said 2004 Tesla Roadster, and then I changed my mind. I said 2008 Tesla Roadster. And then he like talked for a little bit longer. And I said, "Really? What did your system say?" And then he just hung up immediately. So I'm like, all right, I can't use the Tesla anymore. So then I switched to a 2011 Rivian R1T, which didn't. Wait, actually, when did Rivian come out? I actually didn't remember the year I said, but like, when did Rivian come out? Why isn't my keyboard working? Oh, there it is. Damn it! Let me type. Did Rivian R1T come out? Oh, September 2021. I remember I picked a date. I forgot. It might have been 2011, 2000. It was like enough that it's like close enough to make sense, actually, but it still didn't exist. Rivian R1T, whatever. And then I repeated the cycle again. Different people, though. I think that guy stopped calling because he understood that he was not getting shit out of me.
You completely humiliated.
Better question is, why would you keep calling the same person at a certain, especially when I absolutely eviscerated him like that? And then
maybe yeah.
I remember a woman called and I said, "Listen, I know your womb is barren. You can't have children. No one wants to have children with you, which is crazy in today's economy. And like, I know your OnlyFans can only make like 50 cents a day. Like, you couldn't even give it out for free, but you can be worth more than the cells on your body. I know right now that we could sell you for scrap meat and they would be worth more than how much you make."
Damn! Are you trying to get people to rope?
I'm trying to get people to quit.
You think, man, with that,
don't forget, they're forced to listen to me, and I don't feel bad about it. That's why I can do it, because it's a scam call. You're trying to scam me.
True. It's a negative actor. It's a person who's not trying to play the game, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, like today, I got a message from someone who said they were trying to like recruit for McKinsey & Company. I said, "Oh, what is McKinsey & Company?" And then also, just in case they were actually McKinsey, I said, "Not so I know, but so I know you know." And they said something about AI. I said, "Wow, you can't even Google right."
Why don't these? I mean, I don't think they care enough to Google.
I think it's on the script.
Yeah,
or maybe it was in the script. It looked like because they answered back right away, and it was like a long page of text, so like it was probably in the script. But the thing is, I was like reading it, I was like, this doesn't look like it's a script for what you were talking about. And then they were like saying stuff like, "Oh, it's a great job." I said, and then I just said, "So how's your scamming job, by the way, your call center job?" Because here's the thing: no self-respecting U.S. company is going to cold call people on WhatsApp randomly. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like Patel, you really gotta like get on your game, because a big brolic black guy is going to take your wife while you're away.
Patel bros, we
And I
lost.
said, tell you what. Either you change your life in the next 2 weeks, or I will discover who your wife and daughter are, and I will seduce them.
Oh shit! What if do you think you know what you need to do? You need to get one of them to rage like in those Indian those scammer rage
It's
videos like
it's
the
over. It's over text. It doesn't work. Oh yeah. They asked to call me, but I was at work, so I unfortunately could not pick up the phone.
you missed out on comedy gold.
Yeah,
Make
I would have
sure
100% gone for like. So I just watched Cabin in the Woods, so I was gonna go for like a Cabin in the Woods style thing. Where I said, listen, we could put you in a cabin, and then yada yada yada, and then like we could take your. I would make it graphic. Like we'll take your organs one by one. We'll stick them on the board, and we'll have people pick. And then when they pick, they'll like fry it up nice and tasty, like. And then you get to watch as someone just eats your organs one by one. And even then, that entertainment value will be worth more than your life could ever be.
damn. Yeah, I would rope.
So to all, hopefully not. I hope that no one actually kills themselves. I just hope they just quit their job. Because like, if you make the job so detrimental to their mental health, they quit. The world's just a little bit better. Or karma's gonna really screw me over. I don't know.
Do you think you'd make? Do you think though? However, do you think that you yourself would be a good scammer?
I would be a great scammer.
Really?
So the problem with scamming is that they may have a script, but you got to know like how to build that rapport.
Okay, say I were to tell you to scam a father of three.
Okay,
Who just
three. Where
kind of
did I get your phone number from?
you got his phone number from a Ticketmaster.
Hims.com.
Fine, hims.com. Father of three. Kind of tech illiterate. He works as a carpenter.
Hey, is this Jeffrey?
Yes, it is.
Jeffrey, so nice to talk to you. I know a little bit about you, actually. Oh no, don't. I wouldn't start like that. I say, Jeffrey, it's nice to meet you. I have a little bit of information from you. By any chance, do you own the carpentry business? Yada yada yada, or do you work at this carpentry? Yada yada. Oh, you've done a great job over the last few months. There's been a few projects, and I think it's gone very well. And I wanted to offer you a specific position within my company. Yada yada yada. I was like, I need people with carpentry expertise. We're gonna be working on one of the world's best and newest creations. It's going to be a wooden skyscraper. Now we've had those before, of course. I know what you're saying. Like, have you heard about any of them? Yeah, of course you have. Truly a man of the craft. That's why we're here today. But I need people to help us create it. Now I understand carpentry is a backbreaking work. A lot of the work you do is underappreciated because it's covered up by drywall. I'm going to give you. You'll be able to sit on the board. You'll be able to create these plans. You'll be able to sign your name right next to the dotted line, saying that you helped design the skyscraper. This one of a kind thing, and then you'll be able to. You've heard of networking, right, Jeffrey?
Of course.
Yeah. So with this project, we have a few backers. We have Bill Gates, who's funding it because he wants to have some of the rooms be for those who are unhoused. We have Oprah Winfrey, who donated some money after her recent scandal, because you know what them like. You know what them be like.
Wait a minute. You said something about Bill Gates?
Yeah, Bill Gates and Oprah
You
Winfrey.
know that guy is the one who pushed COVID onto us? He's the guy who's trying to euthanize.
But Jeffrey, hear me out.
You think I want to work for him?
Jeffrey, he in trouble. He knows what he did, so he got to put some money up so people could be a little less mad at him. And why not take some of that for yourself? Like, he already messed up your life for 2 years, and then now what do you got for it? Your carpentry business without for 2 years. You had trouble going in. You had to work around people who didn't want you in their house, spraying you down, treating you like a virus, like a pestilence.
That's right.
Yeah. He did that to you. So don't you think you should take some money out of his pocket? Don't you think that he's in a nice, comfy position, and then you're like, I want to take, and you think I want to take a little bit of that. They'll be fine with it. They live in America.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
I deserve compensation. I work my fucking ass off for these liberal fucks.
Jeffrey, you are very passionate, and that's exactly why we need you for this. So you've gone to our second round of interviews. Yeah, okay. We reviewed a few of your projects already. We've reviewed your supervisor and your handiwork. All good. We just need to fill out these forms to set it up within our system, and then we'll do 2 more interviews. They'll be virtual, of course, to respect your time. And I haven't even gone to the best part. This job will be virtual. You can work from home. Your kids, you can spend more time with them. You know, you break your back for them, and now you get to see them while you like sipping on a nice little drink, helping us build a thing that'll be great. Making Bill Gates pay for what that son of a bitch did.
Hell yeah! Look, you know what? Fucking hell,
Yeah, I like. Yeah, I'm sorry, curse Jeffrey, but just man,
you're passing it too,
I'm glad. I'm glad you understand. I'm glad you understand what it's
you're
like.
a red-blooded American, black man.
Indeed, I am. So to fill out some of these forms. All right. So first name, can you spell it?
Jeffrey, Jeffri.
Correct. Okay. Last name.
Pillars, Pillers.
Okay. Phone number, social security number. We'll pretend that those are given. What type of car do you drive?
Of course, I drive me a Ford.
Ford F-150, of course, or 2780, or a 370. Oh, 370? Those are expensive ones. A good choice too. I love them. What type of suspension do you use on them? Yeah. It's like, by the way, do you got any family? Because we're gotta fill out the health information, you know. And anyway,
yeah,
I just keep going. I get all the information. I sell that on the deep web. I take a credit card to the name. I get a mortgage on his house. I remortgage his house and take that money.
And you win.
You know, I did 10 minutes research, built a custom plan. Boom.
Totally.
It also helped that he posted on r/QAnon.
That did help as well. Yeah.
So if any scammers are listening, I want you to go to r/QAnon and just do that.
These people are so gullible, dude. You know who you could target as a good scam? Like Trump people. Like they could fall for anything. Call them and say you're a fucking like representative.
Ring.
Hello.
Hi, is this Michael J. Jameson?
That's correct. Who's speaking?
Well, I am Michael. I would like to tell you about a chance to help in the next presidential. I'm trying to do like a redneck Indian accent. That's really hard. I'm just gonna say we're trying to help with like a next future candidate. Like right now, you know who they say is president, right?
Yeah, but he ain't my fucking president. I ain't.
Well, we don't. At our organization, we don't. Why did I become Jamaican? We truly don't believe that he's the right president, a president, or even the president. But we kind of uncovered something. We kind of uncovered a lot. We got the FBI working on it a little bit, but we need a little bit of money on the consumer side. Cause you know what FBI like. They're secretive. They think you're all hoity-toity. They got them guns. They're allowed to take your shit. They're allowed to take your guns.
Hey, man, my back's blue no matter what. They could fucking spit on my daughter's face and take her virginity right in front of me. I'd still be for the fucking police.
Well, yeah, you know what they like, though. They can't tell you. And it is a damn shame, though. But people need to know. So we need to get some money so people know what's going on and make sure everyone knows what Trump did for the economy, what Trump did to get rid of COVID, and what Trump did for the election, how it was stolen from him.
It was stolen.
So I need some information for you to help me out with this. Like
anything from
my so you hear me? All right. So first we gotta make sure you're an American because we don't want any immigrants changing up our story. You know, we don't want any immigrants reporting, and then the Dems gonna be like, oh no, it's a bunch of fake immigrants and stuff like that.
Fuck immigrant pieces.
Yeah. So I need you. So okay. So do you have any identification? That do you have like a social? Do you have a social security number? I imagine you do. You're a red blood American after all.
Hell yeah!
All right, give me the last three. Give me the last three of the number in order to, or the last
412.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Got that. And then I asked more questions. With it. All right. To confirm, yada yada yada. And said, the first 5 digits of your social are this, and that. Is that correct? And it said, no, it's not. And then you correct it. And I'm like, okay, got it. And then I just, boom, social security number, boom, address, boom, everything.
Thank you
and I said, oh, and also just to make sure, I need to know, do you have any speeding tickets by any chance? Just to make sure, like, we got to have all the up and ups.
I got a couple. Yeah.
Oh, can you read me off the citation numbers? And then
Yeah.
and then also you do the research beforehand, and you see if it's a state where if someone pays your citation ticket, you actually get to take their car legally.
Wait, really?
I'm not even joking. That's actually a real thing. Oh, let me hit you another one. That's like this is like tier 3 scamming. Like ain't no Indian ever be able to do this. So, tell me, Jameson, you going out of country by any chance?
Yeah, I'm going out country.
Oh, wait. Oh, cool. That's cool. Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm thinking going down to Mexico, trying to see what's down there. Bunch of good for nothing sons of bitches.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
Oh, by the way, so we got electric for Trump, where we got like a nice reduced fee on your electric bill. Would you like to sign up for that? And I sign you up, and I'm like, all right, cool. So we'll be paying for that for you. All right. And then you go on vacation for 2 weeks. We come back, someone living in your house. Like, oh, we've been paying the bill this entire time. We're squatting, and because you lived in California,
You can't kick them out.
yeah. And now we take your house. It's ours now.
I didn't even know about that.
We
That's
sell
insane.
it. We sell that house.
You can sell it?
Dude, I just took like $600,000 off this one. Dude, the average is 576. Yeah, 576,000 for me.
Holy shit. We should do this, dude. You're getting me hyped now. I really want to do this.
We're not scamming Americans. I'm not that type of Indian. Well, I am, but okay, I'm that type of Indian, but I'm not the one who's gonna do it.
All right, I'll do it. I'll become that type of Indian.
Wait, what? You're
I'll
not
do
Indian.
it. Well, I'll do it for the Vine. Anyways.
Anyway, so yeah. Remember, kids, scammers back. Make them feel bad. Make them quit. And yeah.
And remember, do not fucking redeem.
Yeah. Also, if anyone ever asks for, I think they stopped asking for gift cards because it's just too obvious at this point.
Oh, and
also sure remember, if you're listening to our podcast, you're an incel and no girl wants to talk to you, so it's definitely a scammer.
Peace.
Peace.